Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. I am up at Googie's house and we are taking the opportunity of 5 minutes sunshine to whip round the garden and have a look. Googie is my 83-year-old mother and is an extraordinary gardener. She's been gardening for 50 thrilling years or more, 60, 70, 100 years. Anyway, she'll tell you all about that, and today's clip is going to be partly about being an 83-year-old gardener but also some little tips about the garden design that we have here. Anyway, stay with me, on we go. And if you're new to the channel, you're very welcome. Please subscribe, press the bell icon, and we'll tell you when we've got more clips coming up. And if any of the tips and tricks we give you along the way are useful, you can always buy me a coffee, or better still, join my club. The links for coffee buying and club membership are in the blurb to all my clips. I'm speaking 5 miles to the dozen on account of Mum runs out of patience very quickly, so we've got to get going.
Hello all my friends. My goodness, it's nice to see you. I hope it's nice to hear me. But I have been told by Georgie that you want a little bit of design pushing in the right direction. So if you turn around, Georgie, and look at the view through the archway.
Oh, yes.
And then turn around again and tell everybody what that weed is.
That weed is Nicandra physaloides, Googie. And you see the beautiful seed pods developing, the black seed pods. If you leave this in the autumn or before it freezes, cut it down and hang it up in the greenhouse to dry, and you'll have beautiful golden seed pods for your Christmas wreath.
Oh, good. And will I have it there again if I cut it down? I'd rather have it there again.
You'll have it there again. If you leave it for long enough, it'll seed itself, and then when you cut it, it'll be your drying thing.
Oh, good.
But it's I have it in the polytunnel. It's probably come in bird seed.
Oh, that would make total sense. But I actually planted the New Zealand
Dock.
And once you plant it once, you've got it for life.
You have.
I rather wish you hadn't. But when I went to Sizer Castle the other day, they had exactly these two weeds in their vegetable garden. So I felt quite at home.
Well, quite grand.
Yes.
You know, you and the castles.
Yes. Anyway, back to design.
Yes.
Enclose your vegetable garden because it's something on its own, and put a bit of a decent colour with it, and then plant, if you can, if you're wet enough, plant this up it.
And this
I actually planted it the other side of the road of the path, but it decided to come this, so it hopped over and came, and it's looking really good, and it's spread on both sides now and between the non-skid pathway.
This is very good non-skid
Well, I'm still
stuff.
trialling it.
And look, while we're here, Mum, let's see your beautiful boots. These are Mum's Merry People boots.
Aren't they gorgeous?
Aren't they gorgeous? These are new boots, and these are old boots. And so I have advised Mum to oil them, because then they won't crack. I didn't oil mine because I'm lazy, and mine have cracked.
And they've got fantastic blue bottoms.
And they're very chic.
Yes.
Yeah, they're lovely.
And I've just grown into them.
What is this beautiful red thing?
Tropaeolum.
A tropaeolum.
Yes, it has dark blue seed pods, and it just is heavenly, and people hiss when they see it because they can't grow it because we have to be very wet, and it loves being wet.
It's worse than acid. You're quite acid, aren't you?
No, not terribly. We could be more acid. Anyway,
look at your cabbage crop for the winter.
yes, trying to keep the white butterflies out.
And you've still got, you must eat your artichokes, Mum.
No, I ate the one out of the show the other day, all by myself. It was absolutely gorgeous. Anyway, I was attacked by, there's a bee's nest halfway along there, and I was attacked by it. And a lady who was by, because I'd never go up a ladder unless there's a lady by, picked me up off the ladder and ran with me to the greenhouse and slammed the door behind. And so I was saved. But, very, very important, when you get stung by a lot of bees round the back of your neck, 'cause it was hot and sweaty, pour, you see the bees are coming out now.
Yeah, there is a bee's nest in there.
Pour brown vinegar on your dishcloth and wrap it round the back of your neck. and it takes the sting away immediately.
You
So I was
pour-
back in the garden within 3 minutes.
You pour vinegar on
Brown vinegar
and then wrap it around your
on
neck.
your dishcloth, and then wrap it around your neck.
And that gets rid of bee stings.
Yes, and
Well,
keep
there
it
you
there for three or 4 hours.
Well, there's a top tip.
Yeah, well, it is very important. That's for hornets, bees, and wasps.
Well, thank you very much.
I didn't know they were there and knelt on them.
Oh dear. Well, you were up on the roof, Mum.
I was, yes, but up my rickety ladder. My favourite. That was my fifth most important thing. My ladder.
Okay, tell us about the fig tree.
Right, it's now looking so well. It's actually in the compost heap. And
Why
was
did
so
you put it
nearly
in the
dead,
compost heap?
Because it's the richest soil there is.
And so
And
where
look,
was
it's growing,
it before?
It's growing more from the bottom.
Where was it
was
before?
in a container. And I asked a very charming Dutch man why it didn't bear. And he said because it's growing in a pot.
Oh.
And it won't bear in a pot. So
So now it's in a compost heap, and you've lost a compost heap, but you've gained a fig
I've
tree.
only lost a little square of the compost heap, and we've got enough for 3 tons of compost.
This is absolute living example of global warming in action. Who would have thought that you could have a bearing fig tree in Cumbria?
Well, we haven't yet. If the truth was known, there's no fig on there at all.
No, that's
So
true.
next year, I hope it'll.
Yeah,
fig
but
like
there are.
fig.
Look.
Yes, but that's not for next year. That's
Yes, but next year you will have a bearing fig tree in Cumbria.
Yes.
And I'm going to look it up, but I think your hardiness zone 9 or possibly, 7 or even 6.
Right.
Look at your beautiful, this is, friends, this is what I'm hoping I will get in the will. The Bowser.
Yes, it started leaking the other day, but we filled it actually with normal glue.
Oh,
And it's holding its own.
very good.
It is, but I've got fingers pointing at an extra top for it, but not the bottom.
Oh.
Anyway, we're now going back to design.
Yes.
Now we built a semicircular wall right round the front of the house, and that will be my last garden. But I'm
Okay.
90. I will still garden that, but the rest will have gone to rewilding.
So you designed this garden when you were how old?
60.
And you knew when you came here that this was going to be this
Yes.
garden would see you through.
Yes, and it was a field with one holly tree in it,
And how big is it?
just under an acre, 0.87 of an acre.
And so you cut it up into sort of sections,
Yes.
didn't you? Because
And
it's
our-
long and thin.
And this is the first section.
So that's the bit by the house.
First of all, now this is the back of the hedge round the vegetable garden.
Oh,
so
yes.
the vegetable garden is its own person,
Yes.
and from now on you can view into the central garden, which will stay, and I will still sit in the sun.
Yes.
And look at my blue hydrangeas.
Although you have massively cleared it back. Look, last time I was saying quite often you can't walk through. You see that space, everybody? Quite often it's so overgrown you can't walk through it. It's full of a sort of mass of flowering.
I've just taken my carry knife to it.
Oh, your hori knife.
Hurry. I knew I was close, but
We're
no.
doing some really good product placement here. We've got Merry People boots, new wacky hori knives. I love your
No, this is a
the blue.
I suddenly went blue, and I must say it's been a great success. And no, we have cleared all that. It's done for that time of the year.
It is. It's great though, isn't it?
Yes,
I love a splash of blue paint for the winter.
and I love a vase.
Oh yes,
There is a mouse living under there. So when you pour the water into the vase, the mice run out, and I laugh. You know, little things amuse me hugely. Anyway, this is the view right the way down the garden.
This is like the ride. It's a
Yes.
ride.
Yes. Well, it used to be a track for a tractor.
Oh, so it's always been a track.
Yes.
Okay.
So we just put things along
Yes.
the side. And here we go, along the mossy ride. This is all finished now. It will come again in the autumn. It's just beginning.
Oh, I
But
see.
nothing there
Yes,
yet.
there's no colour right now this
No.
minute. Will you pick up your honesty seed heads and dry them for your Christmas wreath?
No, I thought I'd actually leave them there and have more honesty next year.
That is an option.
Rather a nice little view of the potting shed here.
It's very great. You've
very
just made
sweet.
lots of little views, haven't
Yes.
you? Yeah, that is the best. Viewers, there's a whole clip on the potting shed if you want to go and look at it.
And there's my favourite wobbly ladder.
Which is, yes, is there for next time Carol's here.
Yes. I never go up my wobbly ladder when I'm by myself.
You're very sensible. I've got to show everybody your patchwork hedge. Look, talking of design, so Googie is a famous patchworker, and there are lots of clips of Googie's patchworking, and obviously a patchworker is going to have patchwork hedging in her garden. It's really very beautiful, and then it's on the other side too.
Yes, it's good.
Look at this. Lots of different shrubs making a patchwork hedge. It's very good. Right, moving on. We've got these lovely borders. People always remark when they see these clips on the carved wooden edging of these beds.
Well, they're like a baby's cot without the sides. They've just got a side at the back.
Do you remember where you got them?
No, I'm afraid they've gone.
Oh, the people who sold them
They're
to you.
just beginning to fall to pieces after
Oh.
30 years. But never mind.
But they wouldn't be that difficult to make.
No, they wouldn't be.
They're very effective. And because you're quite windy here, aren't you? So do
I'm
they
very
protect from the
But they-
wind?
No, the important thing was that they raised up above the rock, which is just below the grass.
Oh, I
I'm
see.
gardening on rock. But with a raised bed, you have 4 inches more of soil.
Oh, I see.
And
And
it's
then I
rather good.
remember you planting this clematis. Is it a clematis or a clematis?
Well, the clematis is so important. That is important as well, and they'd ask me what it is.
This is not the clematis. Here's the clematis. This one.
So here's the clematis.
Oh, hold on.
See, the clematis,
Oh,
it's so important. Just popping through things.
it's growing through the shrubs. Do you know the name of this one?
If only I did, I'd be a happy bunny, but I'm afraid not.
It's really very pretty because it's
Yes.
quite small. This would cut really nicely for floristry.
Yes, it would.
That's but very dinky.
And it's actually quite vigorous.
Yes, and nice strong stems. Can I take a cutting?
But this is going to come into flower any minute as well. You may take 3 cuttings. It's always better to have 3.
Yes, and you've got the mad sanguisorba.
Yeah, I know, isn't it wonderful?
Completely mad.
Everybody was carrying one at Tatton Park. They'd all bought it. And I was feeling very smug because I had it, and that's looking gorgeous as well.
And the
But you can't
cardoon, no. But this is pretty. This is a Thalictrum.
Yes, it's a short,
Just shows how
rather
late.
dainty one.
These would be gone for us in June.
June, supposed to be out in June. Just come out.
We have had a
This is-
cold
But
winter.
let's face it, this is heaven.
Is that a Weigelia?
No, I don't know what it is, but it shouldn't be growing in Cumbria, that's for sure.
No, it's very happy though.
Yeah, it is very happy. Anyway, we'll crawl back in a bit.
But I remember when you planted this clematis, and it's called Princess Diana or something.
Yes, it is.
Hello, Princess
It's
Diana.
looking lovely. There it is.
And I have to say, look at that, it's very, very pretty.
And
Dinky,
it's
dinky.
hanging on like anything. We're so windy, they really do hang on.
Yeah, they do. That's lovely.
But this is its first year, so it's not doing too badly.
Yeah, you just had it I think this time last year I
Yes.
made a clip and you were just putting it in, or the climbing thing
and it
was
was
here.
right down there.
Yeah.
No, it's good.
So Princess Diana, good colour. It's the colour of her suit when she sat alone at the Taj Mahal, looking
Loitering.
unloved.
Now, every now and again, we think we've got too much green, so we plant a slightly bluer green.
Oh, very sensible.
And
That's
I
a
think
lot.
it's got too big too quickly. But it's rather heavenly.
It's lovely. And it just frames the view. If you're in the
Yes,
middle-ish,
and that's the same bluey green. It's just getting away from the green.
that's very pretty. But that looks as though it shouldn't be happy here.
No, it's perfectly delightful and comes up through the grass as well.
Oh, it's really happy.
Yes, very, very happy.
So there's the view going backwards up towards the blue gate. It's just a lovely swish of grass.
Now, we can't go through there because we've just replanted some grass.
Oh, okay.
grass seed. So we'll go round the back, past the
Go past the hedgehogs.
hedgehog house.
So for those who've not been here before, the hedgehogs, this is Googie's lovely old Bedlington Terrier. I left tea cake at home with the rest of the family.
Well, the hedgehog house is looking rather elegant.
And the hedgehogs live in here.
Here's the front door.
You can see them, how they come in and out all the time. And they have, inside there is an upside down barrow.
It's a tin wheelbarrow with its front pushers cut off.
Yes.
And it's got a front door cut in it.
It looks, it's rather biblical looking. But that is, yes, so, and it's always got hedgehogs in it, hasn't it?
Yes, permanently.
And Mum comes and sits out here sometimes.
There's my sitting.
On her special stool and with a torch and hopes to see them.
When I dream of a hot bath, it's time to go in.
And sometimes you see them.
I do.
Meddlers. Do you ever actually do anything with the meddlers?
No, I've never blessed them.
You've never done anything with them?
No, I have painted them. They're so beautiful.
Yeah, they're good to paint.
But they're quite small this year. But it's looking towards the light as well. It shouldn't be here. A lot of things shouldn't be here because I planted bigger things around it. And so they're really rather drowned.
Yes.
And here is...
Hold on, Mum. Hold on a second.
Sadly, the squirrels got here first.
Oh, look. Yeah, we had the same at home. The squirrels have had all of our quite bumper crop of hazelnuts. But, well, at least somebody ate them.
Yes.
We didn't waste them.
And we tried to eat them and they were disgusting because they're not ripe yet. So there we are.
So then we carry on down. So we're about 2/3 of an acre down now. This long, narrow garden.
Yes, we're getting there.
Oh, hold on. So we're right at the bottom of the garden now, where Googie has her potato patch, slowly being dug up, plant by plant.
And my autumn potatoes are pink fir up.
Oh, delicious.
Potato in the world.
Are they?
Oh, the taste of them. They're funny little knobbly red things.
Pink fir apples.
Yes, you just scrub them and eat them, having boiled them.
Quick.
Pink fir apple.
Oh. And
Fantastic.
so from this, so when you designed the garden,
Yes.
this is the far end.
Yes.
Look, you have got plums.
This is the orchard.
Look,
Yes,
your
and
plums are...
I've got little sartans as well. And I've got the first French Mirabelle. But I think it's dropped off. Yes,
Oh yeah, we had one.
I do. Having waited 10 years to have one. But the apples are... I don't pick them until October.
No. And so then if I turn round, so the idea is that you will leave, eventually, you haven't quite done it yet, you abandon this garden to wildness.
Yes. It's almost abandoned because we planted some quite favourite herbaceous plants in the long grass to see what they're like. And the red currants are down here and I'll just leave them for the birds. I won't bother to cover them up because you can't have too many red currants.
You can.
And you can't dig them up either. They won't come.
And then you just walk slowly back up to the house, past the potato patch. And quite soon we get up. So all of this can be left.
Yes, completely.
And as you get older, you
I
will
won't
just...
be able to walk down this far.
I like the way you've got... Here's the pond.
Which is now full of newts.
Hooray!
Because when we watered the potatoes out of the pond, newts came down down the spout of the thing. It was incredible. They were crawling around all over the place, and I had to pick them up with my handkerchief and throw them back into the pond.
They would have gone back perfectly happily. They're quite migratory.
No, there's
newts.
another pond across the field. They might have gone home.
Oh, they do. They are
And that's where
migratory.
they come from.
like three
Yeah.
ponds.
So we've got a white newt, I know for sure, and many little nucleates, I think. And this one will be left to just grow. We'll probably have a central, you see the archway, we'll probably have a central path cut where the man with the mower will go down and back.
Yes, and that's
So I
all.
don't- So I don't trip.
And then you can just leave everything. Yes, so you can go for your evening constitutional.
Yes.
So we can't go through the arch in the middle because it's been seeded with grass seed.
We'll tread on all the nuts instead,
We'll go back round the
and up to the potting shed.
hedgehog. It is an amazing.
You do grow very, very good moss.
You do grow very good moss. That's true.
Quality moss. And it's rather nice when you grow moss on purpose.
Well, it's very good for your Christmas wreath. Up back past these lovely beds with their framing. Past the mad pink sanguisorba. And back up to the potting shed.
And this was because we had too much mowing. And so I saw a picture in a book, and it had some yew trees in it. And I just took the yew trees out of the picture and put these enormous slabs. And we had to run them down some old railway sleepers to get them here because they weighed such a lot. And they contain heat, so you can grow really weird things in among them.
Oh, that's amazing.
And it's quite fun because some of the things really shouldn't be growing here.
And then up the top you have your potting shed where you can sit.
Yes, and we saved half an hour mowing, which was actually a lot of mowing.
It's a lot of mowing.
Yes, it was 3 hours and now it's 2.5.
That's fantastic.
Yes.
That's
good.
well, Mum, thank you very much for your lovely tour.
Not at all.
Do you have any top tips for your keen fans
Yes.
for the autumn?
Well, I think so. Try and plant some of those little flowering clematis coming up through something else which doesn't flower very beautifully.
Yes.
If it's a bit of a disappointment, cover it with the clematis.
I think that's such a good idea. Brilliant.
It's much better than digging the thing up because it's no fault of its own. It's not very pretty.
Thank you very much. Right, there we are. I'll leave you all with a view of the potting shed. Thank you all very much for coming. I hope you've had a lovely time. Thank you very much, Googie.
And do go get yourself a pair of blue boots.
Yes, and go to Merry People for blue boots and Niwaki for a horry knife. I'll see you very soon. Bye.
Autumn cyclamen any day over January cyclamen.
Oh, look at the
cold to go out
autumn
and look at them.
cyclamen. Oh, it's a carpet of cyclamen. And they're next to the back of the, look past Googie's boots. And look, the back of the potting shed is framed with cosmos, which leans towards the evening sun, west up the valley towards the Howgills, the fells in the far distance. Very dramatic.